Hey guys, it's me. It's Constant here on Charming Custom Crafts YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you're not on my Facebook, come on over. Share your stuff. I have a giveaway, random giveaway for $25 just for people who are putting on coupons and sales. You can do as many as you want as long as it's not repeated for an entry. Super duper simple. Again, you guys don't know that I'm on here, but look at the quality. I am on the iPhone 10. I love the quality. This is 4K. This is basically top of the line recording. So it was one of the reasons why I got it. So I know that I have my easy lessons on Wednesdays, and I was not able to go live this last week because the doctor insisted I have a mammogram. Because it's been 2.5 years. Yeah, they're there. They're not going anywhere. So I wanted to show you how I made this card. It's super duper cute. And I'm not totally finished with it. But I thought maybe that we would do it together. Like I said, I have most of it done. I have this preset. But I want to show you. Because I actually wrote the measurements down rather than to sound like an idiot this time. So you're going to need whatever color card. I ended up using like this periwinkle and a darker periwinkle. And I was inspired to do this card after my daughter got her new little kitty cat. And he's white with this most unique, beautiful blue eyes. Ironically, my first cat was also white. She had yellow eyes, though. But her little cat's called Prince Snowball, because she's all about Disney. So I don't know if I can show you. I'm trying to get it to where you can see better. But I also want to make sure you guys can see the measurements. I don't want you to see everything here yet. So I ended up cutting this card. And I don't want to share it totally. But it is this card. It's a pretty simple card. So it's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. We're going to cut it directly in half to make it easy. That is so that people that have never done a card or wants to do their own little cards for Christmas, that you can do this. Now, this little set I picked up at Michael's. And again, it reminded me of my daughter's cat. So it was super cute. Now, that is 4.5, which is half of 8.5. And then I took an 1.5 inches off. So I made it out to be 9.5 inches. So I'm just going to trim that there. I love this 4K. It's so badass. So I'm going to stick that over. And then I have 2 of them that I actually cut here. So this is my base of the card. And again, if you guys are just wanting to do a quick card, I mean, it's not technically quick. It's a little technical. But I fell in love with the stamp set. Not like I need any more stamps. It's actually the first stamps I bought in a long time. So I have this cute little card right here. Very simple. If it's off, it's not a big deal to me because I'm just sending them out for Christmas. These are also the ones I'm using for my swap. I'm not going to hide that for anybody. I have a card swapped. And each of the ladies who signed up are going to get 2 of these. They're almost done. I'm over 3/4 the way done on 8 of them. So we're going to make 2 more right here. And I may make another 2 after this. So this comes out to, because again, when you cut it lengthwise, it's 4.5 or 4.25 by 9.5. So it's 4.25 across by 9.5 this way. And when you fold it over, it should be, with the fold over on both sides, it should be 4 3/4 on each side. So I have 2 of these. I'm going to stick that over. And, of course, we need a top piece. So I was using this color, the darker color, for on top of it as a matte. So since we did, since the card folded over is 4 3/4, and then the width is 4.5, I'm going to flip this back. Best cutter ever, self-cutting, or self-sharpening. And I measured this out for you guys so I didn't have to go, So it actually comes out to 4.5 by 4 because we're going down just a 1/2 of an inch. So I'm going to do it this way because I want to be able to get 2 more out of these. So I did 4 1/4. So I'm going to cut it 4 1/4. And I'm going to go ahead and cut the second one because since I'm doing another one, I'm going to do 4 1/4, which this one should actually be dang close to being spot on. Just trim it there. So I have 2 pieces out of what I had left from making the other ones. So they should be exactly the same. Now, it's okay to cut 2, and I would suggest that you do cut 2 right off the back because you're going to use the other one for an inside insert. So I put 4.5, right? I did 4.5. Was it 4.5? Yeah, 4.5. Did I do 4.25? I'm thinking, guys. I'm double checking my work. Let me double check. Nope, too wide. It's 4. See, I'm self-questioning myself now. I'm thinking, and I have it right here, and I'm not even thinking about, oh, it's 4 inches. My apologies. Because of the fact that we were 4.25, I have to go down 1/4 of an inch. So, we'll cut that off. So, it is 4 by 4.5. So, I know that just sounds silly considering what I just did. So, if I'm screwy, I'm screwy, it's late. So if you're going to have one, you're going to have one for the inside and one for the outside, or one for the inside and one for the top. So you guys can see what I'm referring to. So I just like a little bit of the edge. If you go 4.5 or you go down a full 1/2 inch, it's going to be more of like that. And I did not want that. I just want the edging to pop through. So now I have these 2 pieces. Now I wanted to do a white piece for top, and I probably have to pull that piece. Now that one, so you got the top or the base again at 9.5 by 4.25. When you fold it over, again, it's 4.75. And then your mat will be 4.5 by 4 inches. Now make sure you cut 2 of those because that way you have one for the inside, one for the outside. But you're going to use white cardstock. You can go to Michael's or Joann's and get, a lot of times they have the stacks around this time, the recollection stacks on sale. Actually, I buy my white cardstock at Walmart. I know a lot of people like to get the better one, but really it's a card and I don't find it to be worthwhile to spend that extra money. And I've never had a problem with using stamps on it. So with this one, we're going to go down a little bit more. So we're going to have to do 2 of these. So I'm just going to do it lengthwise. I need 3.25 inch. And I'm going to do 2 of these off of this one. I'll just keep sticking the stuff over because I'm going to be making a lot more of them. So 3.75 by 4.25 because we were a 1/2 before. I think I'm right on that. Let me double check that. I don't know how I worked that out, but it did work out. Yeah. Ironically, I don't know. I'm tired. So I had cut it at 3.75, and I'm going to go 4.75 or 4.25. See if I'm right here. I'm looking downward the opposite way. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. So, and if you're not sure, again, I always use it for scraps. So I don't know who's following me right now, but welcome. And then I'm going to have just enough of an edging all the way around. So again, we're going to do 2 of those, and I already cut it 3.75, and this one's going to be 4.25. I need to clean my board, don't I? It's pretty dirty. It's not dirty. It's got sticky stamp or glue. And so put up all of your parts. So now we have basically what I need for the base of the card. And it's super cute. I'm telling you, when I get done and show you this, it's so cute. So I was having a whole lot of fun with it. Now, I'm going to go ahead, just to be on the safe side, we're going to go ahead and just put this part together. And I'm going to go ahead and put down the first base so that it's out of the way. And I use a Scotch ATG gun. And I use the permanent acid-free tape only because when I put something together, I don't want it to move. So I'm going to get that on. I'm going to eyeball it. It's a little off, but that's because I'm eyeballing it. So I'm going to do the same thing to the inside. And the reason why I do mats is if you do a single, it doesn't look dimensionalized and doesn't look as good as you'd like it to. So now I'm going to go ahead and I have to look up and over here. Okay, I think it's pretty darn good. So, and it's a little off, but I don't care. Now I can go ahead and put the inner side, the one to the inside in. Actually, I could do it to all of it. Some people won't be comfortable doing this, only because, you know, they like to be more perfected. And I totally get that. So that's the inside. Of quickie card. Super cute. Get you a nice, a cute little stamp set. If you want the stamp set that I'm going to be showing you here in a minute. Again, it's at Michael's. I got it for half price last week, in addition to an additional sale price off. Again, I'm going to lay this down. I'm just trying to cut down on time. Matter of fact, I actually have another face done. So I'm going to show you that one. I probably should have taken this one off, but it's okay. Yeah, I think I have one here. I think I already have one of those cut. So let me do the front of this, and there's a reason why I want to use another one, because I'll have this one preset, but when I get to the other parts and pieces, you'll understand why I wanted to have one preset on that, because of drying time. And I like it when I'm more prepared. So this is the front we're going to use, but the inside of this is going to be what I show you on that. You'll understand. We're going to go back to this one. And I got this super cute stamp set. I'm pulling it now for you guys. It is from Recollection Christmas Noel Wood Stamp. Super cute. It is the little kitty. And I'll show you the other pieces here shortly. But I'm going to put these away after stamping a few more. But I'm just going to stamp this one up. And I use Stays On permanent ink. But that's me, ladies and gents. That's archival is what other people use. I prefer Stays On because it goes pretty well for me. So I'm just going to do the little kitty cat. Stamp them up. Make sure you get around the little edges. I actually do not always clean my stamps. A lot of people are anal about it, and there's a reason why I don't. And I'm going to put him down in a corner. And because I'm on the camera here, I'm just going to eyeball it. But the reason why I don't do that is because of the fact I think the ink stinks better. So now we got Cutie Pie down here. And I'm going to stick him back for now. And then I used the little phrase up at the top. So it's jet black, by the way, on Stays On. And I'll show you what it says here in a second. But I'm going to put it up in the corner. And eyeball it. Do the best I can because I'm on the camera. And there it goes. It says, Cole, Santa, this can't be my stocking. I'm telling you, it's cute as hell. When I get done, you're going to see what I said, that it looks like my grand kitty. My grand kitty. Yeah, I stick to grandkids and four-legged fur balls for now. So he's super cute. So I ended up pulling out my Prismacolor. I have 250 Prismacolors. I got a deal online. A lot of engineers, they tell you to buy this entire set of markers, and then they find out during school that they only need the different shades of gray, and there's 3 shades. There's the French, the warm, and the cool. So they end up having all these markers, and then I ended up getting a really good deal. So this one, I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you the colors that I'm using. This one is indigo blue. It is PM43. I also used PM144. This is cloud blue. The pink that I'm using is blush pink, PM10. And then the warm gray 10% PM99. The warm gray 40% PM102. So these are the colors that I'll be using. And I'm going to go ahead and I usually start with blue, but pink is becoming, my blue is my favorite color, but pink, you don't have to be so fancy. I mean, of course, you can do different colors. We're just going to do a lot of his ears and just a little part on his nose. Now, it's still a little too bright around his ears, so I'm going to take the lighter of the 20% warm gray. And as soon as I can remember the tip. Now, the one thing about these markers is they have 2 different tips. And I'm actually going to fill that in over it. These are alcohol markers, so they will blend and go softer because it just levels it down a little bit. So I'm going to tone it down just a little bit. Now, this one I'm also going to use for shading. I'm going to start real quick with the lighter coat. And you're not going to see it too much, but it's going to give that base for now for the darker gray that's going to go on. And I have many lessons that I haven't done one in a long time on coloring. But on this one, they have the lines here. Sometimes they have the single lines and the double lines. This one has the arrows. The newer ones have the thinner and then thicker. And it's got 4 different types of tips. Now I'm going to go back in with the 40. And I'm going to go over here and do the tail more. Because it's more of the shadowing. Because this is my daughter's cat. He's all white. So I'm just going to shadow it a little bit. Because I'm going to blend it back in. So I don't want to go too much. So now I'm done with that gray. And I'm going to go back in with the 20. Blend it out a little bit more. I just wanted to shade a little bit. Not going to go too fancy. Not really worth it. I'm just blending in kind of the dark. And with it being 20% smaller, it's not so much. I didn't do 30 because 30 really doesn't make a difference. And what I'm doing down here is you can see a little bit of the shadowing. So I have 20 and 30 PM Prismacolor warm for the shadowing. The pink is now done. We've got that. And I have the indigo blue, which is, again, PM 43. And I'm using the fine tip. And I'm going to start at the top. Again, I've already made 8 of these, so I know exactly what I'm doing here. I may end up doing this one in different colors because it's so cute. And then I'm just going over the polka dots. And there's a reason why I suggest when you're doing something like this to start with the darker first. Because when you go in with the blue, if by chance you missed a little spot like up here, it will actually blend it in. Because I actually go over the entire thing with the lighter color. Because it doesn't do anything. Now I'm just going to start at the top since I'm already here. And I'm doing every other one. And I'm going to get real quiet. It's quiet in the house. Because it is 11:51 my time, Eastern Standard Time. What day is it? The 19th. So it's about to be the 20th. See, it's super creepy. That's why I usually have music on it, because I'm always just alone by myself. So I'm alone with you guys tonight. So, again, I'm done with this one. That's as far as I'm going to go with the color on this side. Matter of fact, I think that's all my color time I'm going to color. Now I'm going to go back in with the cloud blue. Again, that is, what, PM 144. Now I'm going to go back over that, and if there's an open small spot by chance on the indigo, it's going to blend it in and you won't see it because it will just rub right into it. And I'm going to go down around, and you can see you can, again, make the cats different color. You can make the hat different color. You can match your paper. This one, I did the colors because my daughter's cat's all white with very unique eyes, and I thought, oh, I got the paper that works just right with this. And I have all kinds of papers, but I just thought, you know, blue-eyed cat, I'd go with blue, and it's a little different. And the whole cat thing was a little unique. Now, again, you can make the card a little shorter and do it that way. I just went this way. So I'm officially, let me see a little spot here. It's going to drive me crazy. So as far as I'm concerned, the coloring of him is actually done. I wouldn't want to do any more than that. Now, I did go ahead and do the inside. Now, I have yet to do this on the other cards. But when I do the face of this, and that's the reason why I'm doing drying time, the inside of this will be done. This, I'll work on it and show you on the other one, and I'll explain as I go. So, I've already done Cole, Santa. This can't be my stocking. But it comes with 2 other ones, and that's little paw print tracks, and it says Meowy Christmas. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to go back to my Stays On Black, Jet Black ink. And I'm just going to be very, very simple about it. Now, if you want to make sure you do this prior to it, before putting it down, I understand that. Unfortunately, because I'm doing the video, I'm going to actually just eyeball it again. I'm eyeballing it from my fingers. And it may be a little off, but I'm a little off anyway. So I think it's pretty good. I didn't do too bad. And then I'm going to do a little paw print. I think I'm doing pretty good. And I'm going to try to go across at the bottom without crossing over. So I'm going to probably ink that in so it's no big deal. If I were doing it on another piece of paper, I would do it with something else underneath it so you wouldn't see that. But again, I am on video, so I'm trying to get this done. Now I'm going to leave that alone for a few minutes because you're going to see what I'm going to do with that. But going back to the front, I obviously used all the colors that I used. I obviously did something else. I used, now you guys can use the Studio G. What is it? Studio G. And guys, if you know me with glitter glue. Studio G. This is like the iridescent white. It's usually like $1. I'm a bigger fan of stickles, but I'll use the other one. I run out of my stickles. This is Stardust. The hologram ones are usually a little more yellow. So I have been, like I said, I've got a lot of these done, and I'll show you that I got a lot done when I'm done. I've just been running out. I always will swap with anybody who's got the Stardust, like dusty one, because I can't get enough of them, and I hate buying more sets just to get one out. So I'm going to go to the hat, do the brim of the hat, and I'm going to do the little bit of the snowball at the end. And then I'm going to go to the edge of the, I just paw, to the edge of around the hat, the cuff of the hat, or the sock. Now I'm going to go in, and how did I do that one? I don't want to do too much more than that. But I'm going to leave that one as is, because I'm going to go back and do different ones. But I'm going to go ahead and put this up. And I'll show you what extra I did, because you'd have to let this dry anyway. And do it before putting on here. You'll see that extra step that I went. But I didn't want to make this video too long. I just didn't want to leave this out. Now, I also used the ice stickles. This one is, which one is this? This is like one of my favorite ones too. Does it have it on it? This one's really pretty. Arctic Ice. Okay. Arctic Ice. So, and the eyes of my daughter's cat is like an aqua blue. So, I'm going to put just a little bit. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, because if it sticks up, it's okay. And I'm going to show you what I mean. I also used this Studio G black. This is more of just solid black. It's not really glittery. Let's shake it down a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make coal. Just going to put 4 little pieces on, since it is talking about coal. Now when it sticks up, it's okay. Kind of look like droppings, but you guys get it when it comes down to it. So if you go and you click it a little bit, it will drop the sticky ups. So you have to let that dry. This is why I said I had to do another one. And I didn't do the edging like I planned to, but that's okay. So what I ended up doing is I took, where's it at? I used this Distress ink from Tim Holtz. Now, I went ahead and I took the edging, and I just went through and just kind of did more a freeze effect, frost effect on it, all the way around the edges. But I took it one more step. And I'll tell you why I stick it one more step. If you look around the edges, it's got like these little spots. And I did that because of the flurry. So I ended up using my water pen. And all I did was pull it out and then dot here and there. So it gave that more of a three-dimensional effect. And I think it came out really cool, because I didn't want it to be so sharp on the edges. But it has like the snow flurry coming into the effect. Plus, you know, you can see all the glitter here. So, like I said, when I did the card, I thought about many different ways of doing it. So since this one's already done, and I'll have to probably take that off when it dries and do it on the edging, but I'm not real worried about it. So I'm going to go ahead and tape this one down. But this is a finished, almost finished front. And I say that because I'm not quite done. The inside of that one's not done either. But I'm going to get back to that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down. So that you think is done. Now I took my Martha Stewart Snowflake Punch. And, of course, I took the scrap papers. I took the 2 different colors. And I took the white and I punched out a gazillion amount. So I'm going to take some of those. I'm going to take some of those out here. I don't think you want to hear me punch, punch, punch. So I had those ready. And then, where's my gems? I brought out some sticky gems. And these sticky gems that I'm using, I actually got from the Dollar Tree. If I can find out where I put them. And I just cut me off a snag piece of it. I actually put it back up. It is the Otto Collins from the Dollar Tree. They come in different colors. So I'm going to stick this over the side, and I just have a simple glue. And I just went in and I put a small, ooh, that's way too much. That's way, way too much. I'm going to take the end of that, put it over here, because I don't want too much of it. So I'm going to take the darker one first, and we're going to layer it. Yes, Justin. Justin looking for Mom. By the way, I took my cat for a walk tonight, which was pretty funny. He actually, normally he'd go around the corner and up a couple houses when I walk Rose, because my husband walks the bigger girls, which they're not really big, but they're very hyper, and I can't keep up because of my back. So I'm going to put a little more glue. We're going to do a triple layer, and we're going to offset them for each one. Hi, buddy. Yeah. Say hello. Hello. Are you going to let everybody hear you say hello? I'm going to do a white one. And I'm going thin. I'm trying to be thin because of the last stage of the front. Trying to make sure it's more layered. Put another white one here. Now see, I already have these done in the other cards, and I'll show you that. And I'm going to rub it down because I don't want them to move when I do the next one here. And I'm going to put another one here in the back. I'm a big person for doing different things on the back, just so that it puts that extra touch. I don't use the stamps like I used to. I generally sign them. I have a very particular way of how I sign them. I figured if I ever get famous, which I very much doubt, it's kind of like my signature. Then I'm going to go to the darker one because I want the white to pop underneath. And I'm going to put the same layer. Now, you could stop there, but I like dimension. I know a lot of you guys have missed me setting up more like these, so I thought, oh, well, I'm working on these cards anyway. But for those who are doing my swap, my card swap, and I'm not hiding it because I want you guys to see it. Now, I'm going to flip it back over, and these have already been smashed up from the back, the two of them. And I'm just going to smash that down, and I'm going to take my little gems, and I'm going to stick one down. I'm not one that really cares whether it's centered or not. I try. But if you deal with sticky gems, unless you use a tweezer, which is still kind of a pain in the ass, I don't do that. It's a card. If it's a little off, it is okay. That makes it perfection. Then people are going, it's been printed out. So now you have the front and the back done. Super cute, right? Now, we were working on the front of that one, and I didn't get to it. So I'm going to go ahead and redo that one because the inside of this, and I already have some cut. And so I'm going to go ahead. Now, of course, you could do the Arctic edging the way I did it, but I'm not going to do that. So, again, this piece is, I haven't measured. Is it on this one that's measured? I have the measurements on it. Yeah, this one's 4.5 by 4 inches. And this one is 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and, again, you can Arctic on the edge. The inside I'm not because it's kind of like the cat's outside talking to Santa. So I could do that, but I really didn't want to for the inside because I want it to be more stark. So we know that this is going to go down in there, and I'm going to go ahead and ink this one again because the other one's drying and everything's in stages. So that's why I've been working on it for a while. And I'm going to go as far to the edge this time since all right, it's a learning curve. I'll put some little paw prints down. Super cute. I just love this little stamp set. So now we get the little paw prints, and I'm going to go back in again and do the Meowy Chris. Instead of Merry Chris, it's Meowy Chris. And then I'm going to go in and eyeball it. Because I'm on camera, I can't directly look perfectly. And now that's done. Now, because of the top over here, the reason why I pulled that out, that one's dry. The snowflakes aren't going to go really anywhere. It might slide a little bit. But it's still sort of damp, so I'm not worried about it. So, now we have this. Now I'm going to do a little bit of gems. I'm going to do another snowflake. I think the snowflakes are absolutely adorable. The way that they're coming out. But I really don't want to do too much of it. So I may just do one here. I may just do one just to give it that extra special touch. And I'm going to pull that and go ahead and do that because I love the layering. It gives that dimension. And again, you guys, if you ever send cards for Christmas, and I used to send a lot. And I am all for card swaps, guys, because I love Christmas cards. So I have no problem. I love swapping cards, especially at Christmas. I love Christmas cards. I love Christmas cards as much as I like trees. And if you think I'm kidding, I have 12 trees. And those aren't little. I love trees. I grew up where cards and trees were the base of Christmas for me. So now I'm going to flip this just a little bit, just so that I can smear it down. And it sets it a little better, only because I am working pretty fast here. Normally, I'd let it dry a little better. So we're going to put another gem down here in the middle. It's a little gemmy. Just be careful when you're making cards. If it can't go through their machine, they're going to charge you automatically $3 a card. When you're looking at dimensional cards, make sure you think about that and make them the cards that you're going to give away. So I'm going to do a little extra step here. And I could do extra gems here, and I really don't. I love my glitter glue. I am so anal about it. It's not even funny. I use it all the time. So I'm going to make a little snow. Little snow flurries. Is it going down? There we go. And super simple. Little extra snow flurries. And again, if you want to Arctic age it on the side. And that ink is Tim Holtz Faded Jeans. Now, I probably should have taped it down before doing that, but the bonus is I've already got this done here. The top was already done. We just put the snowflakes on that one, so I can just go in and just put it in and then smack it down in there, and it's done. This will be an official completed card. Gonna put it up, and this one, I gotta let it dry, but here's the front of it. Cole, Santa, this can't be my stocking, with this adorable little kitty cat. And then on the inside, Merry Christmas, Meowy Christmas, with the little paw prints. And then I put a little thing. Now, I will signature with my initials. And then I have my little note area here. I could also put a little picture in there if I want. So I do hope you like my Meowy Christmas card. And the super simple stack, how to make it. Just simple paper, couple inks. And again, this is the Christmas Noel Recollection. This is the kitty one. And again, I got it up at, look at the quality. I'm just loving this camera. I got it up at Michael's. If it's not on sale, use a coupon. So I hope you like it. Leave below a comment if you really like it. And if you want to see me do something else, because I have a killer amount of stuff to do. I think I made 2 additional cards last night when I was making this. So I think I've made 11 in videos, and that's 12 and 13. Technically, this is 14. This is the one that's completely done. I have another 8 of these over there for me to finish. Like I said, my 3 ladies that signed up, they're each getting 2 of these for my card swap. So instead of doing 1, I usually do everybody. So those are going to those ladies, and thanks for the thumbs up, ladies and gents. So just let me know what you want to see. I know that I was requesting. I'm going to stick this over to dry. I'm going to go ahead and show you the 2 cards that I've done here. There's no reason for me to keep doing videos. I did these last night. So I used my scraps and some extra paper here. And I had made these, if you're watching the series, I'm on the 2nd series. I have 3 coming up. And again, I apologize for not being able to go live this last Wednesday. I will be this Wednesday. But I had an extra one of these, so I trimmed it down. I also had the extra Christmas. And then I had this paper from last year, so I just trimmed it up. And I put some recollection stickers here. And these are the, like, golden bronzy pine cones with the little decorations. I had them left over from last year. And then I put the little bronzy liquid pearls. That's what it is. And then I just took the same thing to the inside and a little liquid pearl. I did not do anything to the back because of the print that's already there. So I'll probably use a white gel pen on that. So I have this card. This is the one that I did that I didn't show you last night because I just made it. And then I made another easel. And if you guys are watching the layouts that I did, this was part of the bag. And I told you that I keep everything if I can use it. So I just matted it with the black or white on the red. And I had these already pre-painted from last year. Now, believe it or not, the pieces in the middle, now I have brads and I have gems, but I wanted to do something a little more dimensional. And I actually use, and get this, they're black. There's a red and there's black and there's purple. But they're corkboard tacks. I just use my shank cutter here, which, by the way, I highly suggest you invest in shank cutters. I've gone through 3 or 4 of them. I break them all the time. So I always try to keep 2 or 3 of them on stock. So I cut it off. And I trimmed it down. And these were also Maya from last year. Again, I keep the ones if I start painting them and I don't end up using for that year. I don't. I have a twine here. This is the Christmas colors, red, white, and green. It's more of a spring green. And then, of course, my glitter glue. So I did the snowflakes this way. Now, this is one of those fancy buttons. And I have tons of them. But I wanted to make a different type of slider. And you're going to see me. I want to do some sliders this season. So I just put it on here. I thought maybe he'd be fun, that he was merry and bright and he was having a little more fun. I think he's been drinking. Probably dirty snow, because that'll make anybody crazy. Now, I left this open because when you do an ESO card, you want something, again, to hold it up. And if you guys can see, if you've never seen an ESO card, it stands up. I actually show very quickly, I don't know if it's in video 1 or 2 of 7, last week or the week before, how to do an ESO card. So simple. People that are just starting, I think they panic on making them, and you really shouldn't. There's an actual couple of them that are super simple to do, and this is one of them, and it gives that classy look. So this one is done, and it folds down, and it comes out to a 6x6, so it'll fit in one of my envelopes. And again, I didn't put anything on the back, only because that side is laying flat. So I'll just put my signature to it. And again, they have a place here. They can put a photo in here. I don't recommend too much because of the fold. If you're going to put up a photo, I would recommend down at the bottom and then sign the inside. Only because of space-wise. But this one, I'm going to have to glue a little bit more down there. I'm out of E6000 because of it. Hot glue, it'll hold probably for temporarily. I actually use E6000. Which works, but it takes forever to dry. Glossy's my favorite. Glossy Accent by Ranger. So that is that card. So you got a chance to see the other 2 cards that I've made. Because I want to keep my simple card series separate. Because I'm going to get into more complicated cards with everybody. Which if you're doing simple and you're not a big scrapbooker or card maker, those I'm making so that you can do one stop. They are taking me a little bit longer because I wasn't totally prepped. And the second one with pre-recording, if you guys would prefer that me pre-record so that I can go from one segment to the next, I can do that. I personally like to fly by the seat of my pants, and show you guys I can make from just a quick, simple thought. So let me know if you like it. Thanks for the thumbs up. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Come join us on the fun. And I need more bouncy people. We want to get up there. Come on. Talk to y'all later. Night.